Got one more go live button here. Side connecting broadcast, Facebook, automatic busy streets, all go live. What the fuck? Remove. Remove. Save changes. All right, I guess now we are live. So if anybody wants to throw a chat up, let me know if it's actually working. That would be great. Neil, can you hear me? All right, there we go. So I took this over last second, a few minutes late, whatever. Anyway, so I don't have Lee's beautiful intro. So let's dive in. What do you guys think? Actually, let's start with this. Is anyone else concerned that we're being linked with free transfers this early before the summer starts? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just got it in both my ears. So is anybody else concerned like that we're being linked with free transfers like this early? And you don't think anybody's just using West Ham as a negotiating tool? No, nothing. What do you guys think about Sunday? Anybody?
Oh, I've got a lot of thoughts about Sunday.
Let's go.
You guys are looking at a really easy win this weekend. Everton are they're just woeful away from home. They're just woeful away from Goodison Park. They've won one match all season away from Goodison Park. It was Brighton Hove Albion, like the second match of the season. Rafael Benitez was still in charge, and he was, not the most hated man on Merseyside, or at least the Everton half of Merseyside. Then, and since then, they just every time they play away from Goodison Park, they just look completely uninterested and seem to have no idea what's going on, which is horrendous. They might come out first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and play with some intensity and might put a little bit of pressure on. Maybe they'll get a shot on target. Maybe they won't. But after that, they'll just kind of fade off and just kind of and go away, you know.
Yeah. To me, that sounds concerning, right? Because when we're supposed to get an easy win, it's never that. I mean, and I actually, it's funny. I got to go see a match in at Goodison, and that was 2010. So I love that environment, but I don't know. They haven't really done well in big stadiums for a long time that I can remember. What do they seat? 30,000, maybe?
40, something. I think it's
Really?
close to 40. Not quite, I don't think, but close to it. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm sending someone. But okay, so Antonio, what are we looking at from Sunday? You think he's going to run roughshod over the back four there?
It depends. Frank has switched it up a little bit. Sometimes it's a back five with wing backs bombing. Sometimes it's a back four. I think most Evertonians are kind of hoping that they go with something pragmatic and just try to hold tight and not let Mikel Antonio just run all over the place. The problem with Everton is their center backs are just terrible. Michael Keane and Mason Holgate, in to a certain extent Ben Godfrey. They're all just terrible. But I'm more worried. What I'm more worried about is the fullbacks because you're probably looking at Seamus Coleman and John Joe Kenny playing at left back when he's not even a left back, um, and he's not even a good right back. So that's what I'm more concerned about. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mikel Antonio gets a goal this weekend. Not at all.
So you're not. Are you sold on Frank or no?
I think so. Yeah, I'm right behind Frank. I think I think long term Frank's going to be really good for Everton, especially with the new director of football they brought in. He was previously at Wolves, and before that, he had a very very brief stint at New York Red Bulls before moving to Wolves. Um, but yeah, I think Frank Lampard's got the right ideas. He seems to be trying to implement a system in which he wants to play in. He doesn't have the right players to do that right now. It's not exactly working the way that he wants it to, but you can see that the ideas are there. And he speaks well, and he doesn't fill you with lies. He doesn't pump you with lies. He tells it how it is, which is great. And we've seen it. We've seen what it can be under Frank Lampard, especially when they beat Leeds 3-1 at home not too long ago. So I'm excited, and even if they go down, I think he needs to be the man in charge, even if they go down to the championship.
I think if they go down, he has to be the man in charge.
I would agree with that. I mean, I don't know who else you would even bring in. Um, I just you can't. In the amount of manager changeover that we've had, I just think it'd be dumb to it'd be dumb to get rid of him, even if they go down. If they go down,
No, I completely agree. I think that he didn't really get a shot, you know, in his previous stint, and I think that he's got the opportunity. I think he's pragmatic in the way he approaches it, a lot like Moyes. I think I actually read a book that went through a whole bunch of managers. I think it went through like 20 different managers where they interviewed the managers and they did chapters on each one. It was called Sitting on a Volcano. I think that's what it was called. But Moyes was one of those, and Wenger. But they went through and they're talking to all these guys and like breaking down their styles and whatnot. And for people that are fans of Moyes, like I think where he's at his peak for what he can do for West Ham. I just think
Yeah.
that's what it is. If anybody thinks that he can do better, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I think, hey, Scott, thank again for bringing me on. He's very disciplined. He's structured. He will not move from what his thought process is, and he sticks to that. So if you're not part of the Moyes process, he doesn't move. And that's why if you guys watch Ben Ram and him, they do not click at all. It's a virus. It started a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. I mean, so and Moyes we trust to an extent, and that's what I say. But we need to bring out some boys because right now I would be happy with six, but I'm saying seventh this year. So
No, I don't think we'll qualify for Europe this
yeah,
year
I agree,
without
bud.
winning. I don't think we will.
No.
And to be fair, the way we've played, we've had those really really bad stretches that
Yes,
make
sir.
it
Yes, sir.
difficult. There are stretches where you lose games where a draw, where you should have drawn. Now, to be fair, when we went down, we were losing games from winning positions, right? So it's
We
a
do.
vast improvement. It's a vast
Yeah.
improvement from where we've been, but I don't think he can. And I get it. I was a coach for a long time at a lot of different levels, so I understand that you get your guys and you stick with your guys, especially the guys you trust, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to take flyers, but
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got guys that you've had in for a full year now, if you can't trust them, they have to be cycled out.
But you know, Scott, that he never, Moyes never trusted Benny. Never did. And we made an excuse last year that he was bringing them on now. But at that interaction, like a couple of months ago, he never had full faith in him, and that was a problem. And then the biggest thing is, and no offense, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I love Yarmolenko and what he's done for the last couple of matches, and I love the guy. But we all know prior to this, and I hate this, the war, he was nothing to us. He was not producing. We all know as West Ham fans, we were ready to drop his ass off. Right? Am I wrong?
Oh, no. I would have paid for his ticket.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing was, and they're like, well, why was he on? He was on the pitch because we had nobody else. That's the problem. We had no depth in the bench.
Well, that's a problem in and of itself. I mean, when I watch a match and we're in a spot where we need to bring somebody on to raise the level, I don't think we have that player.
Yes, sir. Yeah, exactly.
Yarmolenko does not raise the level of play. He doesn't.
No. He don't bring it up. Yep.
We have one guy generally, whichever midfielder didn't start.
He doesn't even a player. He makes it down. It's not even even. He don't bring it up. He brings it down. Actually, and no offense to him, it's just reality.
So yeah, I think we've got one midfielder as a whole that doesn't start the match, that is a game changer.
Yeah.
And then we got. I mean, I can't even say anybody else that you think, all right, we put him on and he brings this to the match.
Yeah. You're right. You're totally right, bro.
Hey, and then we got Europa on Thursday, right?
This guy, do me a favor. The guy to the upper right now, I always wanted to hear. He's on mute all the time. We cannot hear him, and maybe you don't know it. He's on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute.
He's been on mute for like a while. We can't hear him.
See if I can change something here.
It's the guy directly to my right.
David, we can't hear you at all.
We can't hear. No volume. Sorry, bud. Yeah, I got you. Just can't hear you. I want to hear you. I just can't hear you.
So we play Everton, and then we're looking at Europa on Thursday, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I think right now the international break came at a perfect time for us since Antonio did not go to Jamaica.
Yeah, totally agree.
He's really been woeful coming back from international duty.
But I want your opinion on this. What is more important to you right now? Is, in my opinion, is I want to be at least a top 6. I think we're probably up top 7. Is that or going for Europa? I want Europa. Can you have both? I think we can.
Not with our squad size, you cannot.
Thank you. God, Dave, you're a good man. I agree. We have nothing on the bench. We have nothing.
Welcome back, Dave.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. You're a big man. You probably kicked my ass. We could not hear you for 1 second.
So I was trying to say, that we're suffering from Moyes' propensity to keep a small squad. He's been like this his entire career. He's been very conservative. He's got his starting 11, and he doesn't like to go outside of that. Whenever he's had problems with injuries in the past, he's had the same issues that we're having now. The squad's threadbare, and we don't have the depth. You can't really fault.
Killing us, isn't it? Depth's killing us.
You can't really fault Yarmolenko. I mean, he's a squad player. We brought him in for backup muscle.
Yes, but we
we're
can't
not we're
play.
not Man City. We don't have hundreds of millions of pound players sitting on the bench.
What's your first
So
name again? What's your
David,
first name again?
Dave.
Yeah, I'm sorry, David Slater. But I totally agree with you, and I just want us to think back and Yarmo, who I love, and I am disgusted by the war, and I'm all pro Ukrainian. But prior to this thing, we all know what were we talking about Yarmo. We weren't thinking
Oh yeah,
highly
everyone.
of him, right? And but the thing is that then why was he playing? No, why he was playing because we had no freaking other body on the bench. We had nobody else. And no disrespect to the guy, human being, and I care about him and his family, but we had nobody else. We had nobody on the freaking bench to do any better. Am I wrong? Let me hear the
So,
guy up there.
the one thing that you guys got going for you, talking about Yarmolenko, Yarmolenko is kind of an Everton killer. At least he has.
Everybody, hey, this year everybody's an Everton killer.
Hey, you're not
Whoa,
wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, hey,
no offense, I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm not
I
saying.
No,
mean,
no, definitely offense. Please take offense to that.
I can't. It's physically impossible. Everyone is taking the piss out of Everton this season. You
Sorry, buddy.
can't deny
Sorry.
it. I mean,
I'm sorry.
but
I'm sorry.
yeah, ever since we were linked with Yarmolenko for years and years and years and years, and then goes and signs with West Ham. I think the first match he ever played against Everton, he scored 2 goals and then was out injured for like months or whatever it was. But it's just like, so I don't know. I feel like Yarmolenko's he's probably gonna get another goal this weekend, and it'll just stick in our crawl even more. And it's just it's gonna pile on top of what all the season that's already been from hell. So
Yeah. I just want to throw this out there though. Everton have won 9 out of the last 15 that we've played at Argaff.
that's incredible. I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
But I was telling this earlier. They've only won 1 game outside of Goodison Park all season, and it was at Brighton and Hove Albion, the second game of the season, when Rafael Benitez was still in charge, and he wasn't the most hated man at Everton.
Dave, it's on our pitch, right? It's our pitch.
Yeah, it's our place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There is no disrespect over there to the upper right. That there ain't no fucking way in hell that they're gonna win because our fucking guys are gonna be so ironic. Our fans, they ain't gonna win shit. They're gonna get tomorrow we will kill them.
Sunday.
Sunday,
Last words there.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. I'm fully expecting Everton to get beat 3-0. Like I'm not.
I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to give you a piss, but I'm mad. So we need to win. We need 3 fucking points bad. Bad.
Yeah, don't we all? Yeah, don't we all this weekend?
No, you're
Oh, he's freezing up. Bad internet.
trying to get top 6. I know it's kind of a little different, but the same thing. I lost you guys. You guys there? I lost you for a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
I must have been the F
So
word.
Everton, you guys are in a place that we have very, very close ties to, right? Like, I mean, I watched this go down, and then but the upside is now you can watch matches on ESPN Plus.
I don't actually believe that we're going down. So
That's awesome. That's awesome, Scott. That's awesome.
This is actually really funny.
You're on Plus.
This is actually really funny because I see a lot of similarities between this season and the 2020 season that West Ham had, where West Ham stays up at the very end of the season. And Moyes just completely turns it around the following season, right?
That's very true. That's true.
Everton have a chance if they stay up, when they stay up, for there to be a mass exit this summer, right? We've got players out of contract. We've got a couple of valuable assets that we could sell off and just bring in the guys that Frank Lampard thinks could fit his system if they stay up. Even if they don't stay up, even if they go down, still have valuable assets, can sell those off. Hopefully, parachute payments and new guys coming in and fitting Frank Lampard's system, we can shoot right back up. But I don't think we're going down. I think it's not going to be because of what.
Really?
Yeah,
Your
I don't.
goal-
Everything's going down.
You're-
You're too good.
Hey,
You're too
you
good.
know what? I respect
They're
you. Your
not.
goaltender is
But,
really bad.
but we will take
Your
Dominic
goaltender is
Calvert-Lewin
really bad.
if he's going.
Yeah, exactly. If you're selling off pieces, I mean, Gold and
Yeah.
Sully should be lined up to pick things off. Now, my wife supports Newcastle, and I made that joke when Newcastle went
Oh,
down most
Jesus
recently.
Christ.
I was like,
Okay.
honey, now I got to get an ESPN Plus subscription so you can watch matches. So jacked up.
I like
me $5.99 a month.
Dude, that's a nice joke. I like that. So where's everybody at? I know Las Vegas.
I'm in Reno.
I'm in
I know
sunny
you're in
San
Vegas.
Antonio, Texas.
Oh, I love that. I like it. And
Yeah,
where are you at? Up top, right?
Alamo City, there we go.
Oh, I like the flag.
I'm in Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's cold.
Jesus Christ. See?
Yeah, it's a bit nippy up there, yeah.
It's cold.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm a Raiders fan, so I knew why we weren't getting along, man. It's not really good, but you seem like a nice guy.
Nice enough until football season rolls around. American
Exactly.
football season rolls around.
Yeah.
So, David, do you guys have a big supporters group to go watch matches?
We have a large group now. How many show up is a different story. Yeah, so on a good day we'll get between 10 and a dozen.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
but most of the time it's less than that. So it's sort of like 4 or 5 of us is like a good core group that show up.
Better than what we have in Alabama.
We've been sharing a pub with Liverpool supporters group, and there's 4 or 5 times as many of them, of course. But we always sing louder and talk 10 times more shit than they do.
I was in San Diego.
Shocking.
2 weeks
They're
ago,
afraid of
and
us.
I was trying to catch the game with the West Ham supporters, and the guy was like, "Yeah, nobody's going to go out to the pub to watch the Europa game," and I was like,
"That's madness." Yeah.
Nobody takes the day off work to go like.
I bunked off work to do that one. Yeah, that was.
I would take off for work for that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a bloody good game as well.
So is anybody going to the thing in Vegas?
The
big Vegas meetup with West Ham Way and ex-employee.
Yeah, I had originally planned to do that, but then I had a bit of a wrench thrown in the works. My mum and dad have called and they've asked me to come over to the UK. So next month I'm going over to England. I'll be there for the Chelsea and the Arsenal match. So depending on how the budget goes when I get back,
oh yeah,
Vegas may or may not happen.
No, I got you there, buddy. I'll go there. What's the Vegas thing? What was that? I don't know.
I'll pull up.
Last match of the season.
Shit, I'd do it.
Last match of the season. They're doing the West Ham Way podcast live from
in Vegas.
Yeah. I went to that a few years ago, before the end of the world.
Corona.
I went out there for that. Dave and X came over and we had a good time out there. It was a good turnout. It was a good 40 or 50 people over there.
I'd love to see because I love to see more American Hammers here doing stuff like that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it was a good giggle. We had one guy carried out on an ambulance.
Wow. That's a good time. That's a good time.
Wasn't it?
It wasn't 2, right? It was only 2.
Yeah, because the Vegas Hammer is actually moving up to up my way to Reno.
Well, I followed.
That'll be his last. That'll be his last event, I think, in
Vegas. Scott, are you part of the Twitter Las Vegas Hammers that I always?
No, that's the guy who's setting it up. I'm a Reno Hammer, so I'm 8 hours north. 6. I don't know how many hours. I drove it.
You got Twitter. You got a Twitter account.
Yeah, I'm at Reno Hammer. Reno _Hammer.
Because me and Las Vegas Hammers hang out a lot, or not hang out a lot. We tweet. He golfs a lot. but nobody
Yeah,
tweeted.
and so he's the one
Yeah.
set up the event, and
No,
I obviously I picked up all my stuff for it. You know,
yeah,
when they announced it right before
yeah,
the end of the world,
Mm.
yeah. No
I
shit.
bought
Yeah.
everything. It was all set to go, and then world ended, and
No, I got you.
he was able to get it rescheduled this year. So
No,
yeah,
he's a good
yeah.
guy. No, I know who you're talking about. So I can say I'll try to say that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, reach out to him. He's got all the details on it. I mean, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, it would be so great to get all the West Ham fans all in one spot. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I
I'm
think the
just
deal
excited
is
to get a second fan up here. The second
What's
would be
that?
nice.
yeah, just one.
I said,
Anyone, yeah.
I'm just excited to get a second fan in Reno.
Scott, hey,
Once we have two, we can start something.
I am in Auburn, Alabama. How many people do you think even know what football, soccer is?
Oh no! Trust me, I've been to Auburn. They only know one sport.
Football.
Yeah.
American football.
American football, yeah.
But I'm changing it. Besides the shirt, sorry.
So, David, you're in Alamo?
Yeah, San Antonio. Yeah, I started the Alamo City Hammers here several years ago. We started out with just a couple of people, and then I ran into another group over here. They were the South Texas Hammers, and we sort of put everything together under my umbrella, if you will.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But yeah, and we kept a group of, anywhere from sort of 10 to a little over a dozen people. And we've had, I've got a few new converts that we brought in, people that have gotten interested in football. Yeah, and it's been a giggle, yeah.
One of my old guys I worked with plays for El Paso now.
Oh yeah. Oh, the USL team. Yeah, the Locomotive.
Yeah. He's their goalkeeper.
Yeah, I go to a few SAFC games. Yeah, we play them on occasion.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm gonna have a second person up here. It'll be great. If nothing else, someone to talk to. He was like, "What do you do for matches?" And I was like, "I sit in my house. I'm not going out to a pub by myself. Okay?
Yeah,
I'll go with one other person, but I can't go by myself." And in those early morning matches, my wife's not waking up at 4 a.m. with the baby.
Yeah.
She's like, "Go out in the living room and shut up. Don't wake our child up."
I started the way that I found the other people that joined the group. I registered the club on the club's website. West Ham on the WHUFC.com. I put my contact information in there and everything like that, and that's how the other guys in town actually found me.
That's cool. Yeah, maybe we'll have to get on that.
Yeah,
I'm sure Vegas will take care of that.
Stick your flag in the ground, and put away.
But no, that's cool. That's why I'm trying to find more people within the USA that are West Ham fans that we can kind of connect to. And social media is so easy if you know them. You got to find them. So I'm down with that.
I'm surprised. Are you near the coast? Auburn? I'm not familiar with.
Auburn is it's right off the. It's not on the coast. It's like right next to Georgia, but it's not down. It's not far. It's like 3 or 4 hours or something right there. So.
Any place where you got a lot of oil and gas people, you'll find British people. If you find British people, you'll find football supporters.
What? We're a small college town.
Yeah.
In the U.S., it's down south. It's very small, but I'll travel. That's why I say it's great to find. I'll fly if I need to, but I like to have a spot that we could have a West Ham, USA type of thing. It'd be awesome for me.
Yep.
Because, like I said, I've told a lot of people before, and I've only became a West Ham fan in 2019, and I found out that is because my buddy, like he said, this team is something that you would like. Because I'm from Baltimore, I grew up blue collar, basic guy. I came from very humble means, not much, and that's what West Ham was. Iron workers, all that. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm down with that, and then that's how I became a fan.
Yeah, we're like the Detroit Lions of football.
We're better than Detroit Lions.
I would say
no,
on a good day we're better than Detroit.
No,
but on our worst days,
well,
we're the Bengals. Oh wait, the Bengals were good for a season.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, we've had
I do not want to correlate us with the Bengals or the Lions. I say screw that. We're better than that.
We're the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, right now that's a proud.
Haven't been good since the '60s. Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. I'm originally from Baltimore, so I can't associate with any of those teams.
Oh, right.
I'm a Ravens fan, Orioles fan, and
So I have a baby girl, 16 months old, and what I've done is slowly indoctrinate her. Mm-hmm. And recently we renamed all of her stuffed animals for current West Ham players.
All right.
And I posted a video where she points out the play, so each animal got a player's name, and I got a video because I did it 2 days in a row with two different ones, and then the third day I did all four. And she's just boom, banging them out. But my wife will not let me teach her Tottenham for poop.
Oh,
that's what I was trying to do. My wife said,
absolutely. It is poop. It's Spurs. It's poopy poop.
But did you put the soft animals in a 4-2-3-1 formation?
No. That was when we talked about VAR. I had the Winnie the Pooh thing set up, and I was yelling about VAR while she was in the living room. So I just went ahead and diagrammed the VAR call for her. Yeah. Try to share that out.
You got to wait till she's about 3 till you start getting into the finer points of the offside rule. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the guy that my wife goes, hey, go spend like $150 on the West Ham site, and I got a shirt, and then I got dresses for my daughter and shirts for my daughter. I made a huge shipment of stuff for her. Like I've got the milestone cards all from West Ham. She and I had matching jerseys. The black jersey from last year.
Nice.
Being like, and all the
like that kid.
onesies. So I've got dresses now hanging for her for the next 4 years.
Okay, 1 second.
Nice.
What is your name again? I'm sorry, the Everton fan.
My name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob, I'm sorry. First of all, I want to thank you for listening to all this. And secondary, this is what champions sound like.
So champions sound.
Jacob, how did you glam on to Everton?
I love it, Jacob. I love it because this guy's sitting here. He's listening to this. He's a good guy. All respect, Jacob.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, you guys seem like wonderful people. So.
I'm not.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't know about the other two. These other two, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm sorry to cut them. They're crazy.
So 2014, the World Cup ends, right? I was 2 years out of high school, so I was 20 years old. And I'm like, wow, that was really cool.
Jeez, I'm old.
I was like, wow, that was really cool. The World Cup. I really want to get into soccer. One of my MMA coaches, he is a Manchester United fan. So I talked to him. I'm like, hey, I think I want to get into the Premier League. And he's like, oh, cool. Well, here's what you got to do. The season starts in X number of weeks. Start doing your research. Start looking into your teams, all the teams' pasts and all this other stuff. Once the league starts, you start watching games. Look at a bunch of different teams, see which teams you like, and how they play and their history and their fan bases. Look at all this stuff and then make a determination. So I started watching, and I was watching for a month or so, and I had gotten it down to two teams. I was between Arsenal and I was between Everton. Uh,
We
there
can't all be
was
perfect.
Yeah,
there
no doubt.
was
Exactly.
there was nothing that really was pulling me in any one particular direction, but I'm just like, you know what? I think Everton feels right. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I've
Yeah.
made I've made lifelong friends. I've had some really incredible experiences. Everton supporters, they're insane. Like we're just a bunch of insane people because it's like banging your head against a wall and then coming back the next weekend and banging your head against the wall in the same spot again the next weekend.
But
Um,
know what you said that's really solid, and I think that a lot of people think that is that a lot of people become associated because of the fan base. So if you became fans of Everton because you associated with them and they grasped onto you. Same thing with the West Ham. I was a new guy. I was like, I'm old man, and I got there, and West Ham said, "You like West Ham," and they embraced me. And when you
Mhm.
get that, you get the fellowship, then
Misery
it
loves
grows.
company.
Yeah, no doubt.
Exactly. Silly, but
yeah,
hey,
I,
silly but
I,
true. Silly but true. I say when I joined the fan group, we improved. But anyway, but he's right that
I have
West
to
Ham
say though,
West Ham is a family to me. West Ham
Hey,
is a
yeah,
family.
it's
I have to
good that you're getting
say
in
the
now.
most docile group of supporters at a game I've ever gone to visit. Right? Like I've been to games, I've been to big NFL games, I've been to big college football games, college sports. Man, I'll tell you what. When I walked into the Everton Stadium wearing a West Ham jersey and sat in the Everton section wearing it, what a docile group of people. They were just so they were some people call that kind, some people call that polite. I just call it docile because when we went to West Ham that same trip, if anybody had walked in and sat in our section wearing the Southampton jersey, well, I mean, there would have been hell to pay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that happened when I started watching football at West Ham as a kid, that's you're gonna get beat.
Yeah, I
So
mean, if
stupid.
nothing else, you get verbally destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And besides the violence that they want to talk about is I can tell is that it's about the loyalty, and I know when I got with West Ham, and I've been following. I'm older probably than all you guys, and one thing I knew about West Ham was it's a fellowship. Once you're a part of the team, it's something different. I've had it for several years now. I've dealt with different people from England and all this stuff. It is the best thing I've ever dealt with. My
yeah,
wife says, "Why do you follow a certain chats? Why do you have to change this?" Because it's that important to me. I follow and Scott, I follow the Baltimore Orioles, the Ravens, all that. I think the fan base for football, West Ham, is more than the best, in my opinion.
yeah. It's a proper family.
It's
Yeah,
more. I think
absolutely.
so. Exactly. I think it's more of a tight family I've ever dealt with before in my life, and I mean that.
I like hearing the stories of how people come to teams, right? Like when I started dating my wife, I told her she just had to pick a team, and I gave her a list of teams that she could not pick because it would really make for a bad relationship off the bat.
Yeah.
And she said, "I want Newcastle. I'm going to be a Newcastle fan." And she completely dug in, but I was like, "Man, they're bottom of the table. You can't be a Newcastle fan." I was
Nah, you got
like,
to respect the tune. They're all right.
and I said, and so then they whipped off 5 straight wins, and after a 15-point jump, I was like, "Hey, you can have Newcastle. They're all yours." And so I got to go see a game in Newcastle too, and I mean it's a proper stadium
Yeah.
with real proper fans when you think about it.
The football mad up there. They are absolutely.
I
Yeah,
heard you sit in the
absolutely.
clouds at that
It,
stadium.
it is life. It is life for a lot of them people. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That was a great trip when I was able to go up there and see a match. I mean, those guys, they live and breathe that match.
Yeah. Fortunately, my wife doesn't care about football, so it's good to go because I'm telling you right now, if she tried to go against West Ham, sure ass would be kicked out of the house. Just saying.
Oh man.
I think the funny thing for me about football is I was just doing it as like a side sport, right? You
Yeah.
know, I've grown up a huge Cincinnati Reds fan my whole life. Cincinnati's always been a baseball town.
It
Bengals were
is. Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. It's
Well,
big
God knows
time.
it
Bengals.
couldn't be a football town.
Yeah, it seems to be a football town now. Um, the Bengals were
No,
always secondary. So I was always looking, I thought Everton were just going to be this thing that I checked in on every once in a while and would follow loosely. But like, as soon as I started watching, I'm like, this is incredible. The theater of the Premier League, it can just be just absolute madness. And I
totally, totally correct, man. Totally
I get
correct.
no greater feeling than when Everton win. It puts me on this high
Mm.
that is unlike any other of my teams winning. Like the Bengals made the Super Bowl this year and they almost won it, and
Hmm.
yet I still don't think it would have been as happy as when Everton beat Liverpool last year at Anfield. Like that
Hmm.
was
That's cool. That's
we
cool,
had
man.
champagne at the
Oh,
bar.
that's
Like we
fair.
popped a bottle of champagne, and I was happy for an entire 2 week stretch because we beat Liverpool at Anfield finally.
Hell, I
Uh,
got when we won the that leg of the last leg of the Europa League match, I was choked up. You
Oh, I
know,
was too. I
I don't
was
I don't
very
think
choked up.
I
I
don't
was.
think there because there was like 3 or 4 of us that were there that skipped off of work. I think every single one of us were sort of a little. There weren't any tears, but there was a little glisten to everybody's eye. Yeah.
I'll tell you. So
I,
the thing Americans don't understand is the way the stadiums are built, right? I tell people this all the time. They're built in the neighborhoods. So like in Newcastle, like where we stayed, I was explaining to my wife because she'd never seen game day. I was like, look, we're gonna walk from the hotel and the crowd is just gonna grow.
bigger and
And
bigger.
you need
Yeah.
to hold on to the back of my jacket so I know you're there to make sure we get where we're going together. And
Exactly.
like in the States, we build stadiums away from most of the city centers, right? And I felt like that's what
Very true.
what's happened to
Very
West
true.
Ham now. You know,
Yeah.
when we moved to that stadium, I mean, as happy as you are that it's going to create revenue, but it's no longer the neighborhood
It's not the
stadium.
neighborhood thing.
And
That's
so
so point.
it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of that stadium.
Yeah.
That's so correct, man. So correct.
Yeah. That's the way it is when you've got space to build stuff away from things. In the UK, they
Yeah,
really
What?
exactly.
yeah,
space.
Well, it's like that when you get a
But you
bigger
don't have any
stadium,
space to
more
build in the
money.
cities here.
Yeah,
So
Right.
yeah.
I was on an Everton podcast on Wednesday, and I had briefly mentioned that I was bummed out that West Ham had to move from the Bowling Ground to the London Stadium because that was such a proper stadium. Every
oh,
time I
it's
saw it,
beautiful.
Yeah.
every time I saw it on TV, I'm like, that's a football ground,
Yeah.
and
Traditional. It's a traditional ground. Something to do
Yeah.
with that.
they just had some really brilliant moments there. So I was always bummed that they had to move to such a stadium that doesn't have that life. The pitch is a million miles away from the stands, and it bums me out a little bit as a football fan.
Yeah, I had mixed emotions about the move. I mean, obviously, it was a money grab by Sullivan and co. or their friends. I feel like we could have expanded the stadium, but I don't know if we could have built a sort of 60,000 plus seater stadium, and we needed to move up
No,
the size
exactly.
if we were ever going to really be this next level European threat, whatever it is that we're trying to do. So I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I've been to games at both. I went to a lot of games at the at the bowling,
Yeah.
and it's a different feel. Like now, it's like you're going to a swanky modern stadium. Back in the day, it was like you were going, home. It was like you sort of had your ritual. You go down there, get off the train at Upton Park. You walk up the road. You got your spots where you stop and grab something to eat. You got your pub. You go in for for a beer, and then you go. It's different, but yeah, I don't know. If the football's good enough, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll watch anywhere as long as we're playing well. To be fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I tell you what, the London Stadium had to happen for the club to expand. We couldn't expand bowling I don't think we really could have expanded it, and our ownership didn't want to put any money into expanding it because the land was worth more to them sold than not,
Right.
So holding on, it was worth way more to sell than it was to hold the stadium, and we got the stadium for a steal. And still, I mean, I sat in the Stratford Mall pregame for a Manchester United match, and I'm just sitting in a restaurant, and a guy goes, "Oh, you support West Ham?" And we start talking. He gives me a Decano jersey. And he was like, "Here you go, man. I want this to go to a fan." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, here you go. Take it easy." But I mean, you still have that family atmosphere, even if it is sometimes taking place in the mall.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's pubs to go around there. You got the Black Bull's a good spot. If you go around the Hackney Wick Station way, there's a I forget the name of the place, but it's more like a brew pub. There's a couple of little spots over there where you can catch groups of fans and stuff. I mean, it's not the same. It's never going to be the same because it's not quite as tight and intimate as
correct.
Bowling, but yeah, over time, man, people will adjust. They'll come up with their own new rituals and routines. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were walking in, and you see all the vendors outside, and you kind of feel that heart for like the guys you used to see outside of the bowling. The guys selling the programs and all those things. And so you walk up, and there's a big sign for Real American hot dogs. And I was like, "Really, Real American hot dogs?"
Hot dogs.
Good call.
Yeah, all that crap. Yeah.
And even in the stadium, they sell basically soda and popcorn and pies, but that's it.
Well, if you go in the Bobby Moore Lower, there's like the rib man's still there. So you get your rib roll.
Oh, is he still there?
Yeah. Well, last time I went anyway. I don't know if he's still there, but they got a little stall in there so you can get your rib man rolls.
That's good.
And then they do pies and stuff and most of the hospitality in there. So, but there's an expanded menu of stuff. It's getting a lot more like an American sporting event, where it's like,
Oh, it absolutely is. Absolutely is.
Bendy beers and popcorn and all sorts of crap.
And that's not always a good thing either, in my opinion.
Yeah, years and years ago when I used to go to this is before they had seats and all through all the stadiums in the old North Bank. You used to go over there. There's a little window you used to go to. You get your pint and you get your puck of pie at halftime. You have a meat pie or whatever.
Perfect.
And that was it.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
It was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go down. You go take a piss and you go stand in a river of piss by the river.
Yeah. Well,
the old trough.
The first time I went to the London Stadium, they had me on. I was sitting right behind the dugout. There was a guy I knew over there had tickets. Yeah, right behind the bench. And I went in the Club London, which is the fancy suite where they get all the rich, well-to ne'er-do-wells go and hang out. I took a picture in the toilets because there was no one in the fucking thing. Up to park, usually standing there doing the dance, trying to get in the fucking toilet.
Okay, you're in a line.
I walked right in. It was clean. Everything was shiny. There was no one in there. I took a picture and I was sending pictures to all my friends. I was like, "Fuck me, you wouldn't believe this." Yeah, it's wild.
All right, so let's go through it. What do we think score for Everton is going to be?
Oh, it's easy. Hey, Scott, are you going through the chats? No chats going on. I thought you were.
Yeah, I'm checking it out periodically.
I can't see that. I see
I
my
see it
face.
popping up, but yeah. So what do we think? What do we got for scores for Everton? Jacob, we'll let you start on this one. What do you
Oh
think?
boy. Well, Everton
Oh,
are going to lose.
Jesus Christ.
They're going to lose 3-0. Everton are going to lose 3-0, and it's not going to be close, and it's not going to be fun.
Man, I love this guy. I
They're,
love
they're
this
just
guy.
they're just so bad away from Goodison Park that I don't think they're going to pick up a single point away from Goodison Park the rest of the season. I don't see it in any way, shape, or form. They're so bad. They don't ever look like they're even interested when they're away from Goodison Park. It's infuriating because you watch them play at Goodison Park, and that crowd is behind them, and they're just going for it, right? And then the very next week, like this past time, we played at Crystal Palace in the Cup in a quarterfinal to go to Wembley. Played good for 10 minutes and then let in a goal and completely imploded on themselves. So, look, you guys, you got nothing to worry about. I know you guys are always saying, you said earlier that when it's supposed to be an easy win for West Ham, it's never that. It's gonna be this weekend, and I would bet money on it.
God.
What do you think, Larry?
I hope you're right, Jacob.
God, I hope I'm so wrong.
I think it's gonna
Jesus Christ.
I think we're gonna go one down.
Oh my God!
And then
I disagree with that, buddy.
The
I like
30
you.
minutes of the game. Last 30 minutes of the game, we're gonna turn it on and turn it around to 2-1. I think.
No, I'm spot on with you there. I honestly see us going down 1-0 and then having to turn it up to play. But does that hurt us for Leon? Does that hurt us for Leon on Thursday?
No, it doesn't. But you guys are predicting how we've been playing for the last couple of weeks, that we give up a quick goal in the first half. We do that normally. That's your predictions. You both are doing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I disagree, but continue.
Like he says, we're gonna go 8-0. Yeah, we.
I didn't say 8-0. Don't get me crazy. I love it, but it ain't great.
No,
James thinks we're gonna get a shutout. And
I ain't gonna be like Jacob.
And Mark is with us. Mark is with us on 2-1.
I think we're coming in. I think we're gonna come in. I think we're gonna come in lazy because we've had a little bit of a layoff. We're gonna come in with the attitude that we're gonna win it, and we're gonna see that lazy, lackadaisical West Ham that's been sort of popping up.
I like this guy a lot, but it's great.
But because the fates are all aligned this year, we'll turn around and we'll win this one 2-1. That'll give us the momentum that we need to go in and smash Leon on Thursday.
So what do you think? What do you think for Thursday then?
That's the question. That's the big question.
I think we've got to win it 2-0.
I think we have to win at least 2-0.
We are two goals up on aggregate, right? Yeah. So whatever
Yeah.
the score. Because if we go to Leon, we need a cushion going in.
It's the same as coming back to West Ham with only a 1-goal lead, right? I mean,
I think this one there's a quarter here that we all feel the same exact way. No offense, Jacob, you're totally right. But we have the kismet. The kismet.
Jacob, since you've been such a huge follower of West Ham, what do you think? How do you think we'll do against Lyon?
Jacob, and I'm going to send you a West Ham jersey, or at least a hat, because that thing on your head is ugly. So, but I'll send you something.
You got to take that freaking toilet roll off your head, yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Never talking West Ham bullshit. Come on. Thank you.
I don't know. I kind of fancy West Ham against Lyon overall over the two.
Of course you do. You should.
Lyon's a good side. They've got a lot of good players. You're right though. It's the first match at Lyon.
No,
it's at West Ham.
Oh, it's at West Ham. Okay. That's huge. That's because you guys are. I think you guys are spot on. I think if you go to Lyon with only like a 1-goal advantage, or if it's a 0-0 draw, you're looking.
We can say that throwing that way.
You're kind of looking at trouble there. So, but
who's going to be the
destiny? It's destiny. Mark Noble is going to lift the bloody Europa League trophy as his last act as West Ham captain.
It'd be
Has
fun.
FIFA bought into that?
I don't-
Has
We're gonna
FIFA
stuff-
fixed Europa
we're gonna
yet?
stuff Leon- We're gonna
I
stuff
hope he
Barcelona.
listens, but he ain't playing. I hope Noble listens, but he ain't playing.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw at West Ham, and then they go win 2-0 at Lyon, and they move on.
Ooh.
Bold,
Wow.
bold statement.
How about
I'm
that?
not even nearly
I would
that
take
bold.
that. I would take
Okay,
that.
okay, that's a good. You know what? He did a great thing. Will we accept that? A 1-1 on Premier League against
Oh, a 1-1.
Everton?
Oh, no. He's talking
No,
about.
I'm talking about Europa League. Yeah.
He's talking about a 1-1
Okay.
against Lyon in the first leg of the Europa League.
Oh, and
and a
2-0.
2-0 at their place. Yeah.
One step at a time. I want to beat Everton, and then I say
Oh, you will.
Leon. I say 2 Goose. We have to shut them down.
God,
So
man.
tomorrow,
Everton's going to do a
Sunday-
4-1 now, aren't they? It's got to.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Got
You know
to.
what? That's it. We jinxed ourselves, did we? We fucked ourselves. Jesus Christ. We probably did. But I say we beat Everton. Probably we could win 4-0. I'm gonna go with 2-0
Yikes.
on Sunday, and then 2-0 on Leon. We need to have that. We'll go from there, one step at a time.
You know, I'll say the only plus for Everton really on Sunday is it.
Goaltender Fab on Sunday. Areola on Europa League game. I'd say that on Thursday. What do you guys think?
Speaking of Fabianski, I think it's time that Areola takes the reins.
I do too, but he won't.
We're getting to that point. I love Fabianski. He's been a wonderful goalkeeper for the last couple of years for us. But I just feel like Areola is quicker. He's sharper.
Totally agree.
There's some saves that there's some goals that Fab's let in lately that Areola would have got to.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
I think that can be reversed as well. I think Areola is shocking coming out for balls in the air. He's missed balls in the air. He misjudges them, which at high levels you should be punished for. On the other hand, that save last Thursday, Fabianski's not making it.
Bloody
He's
rough.
not making that save.
Save of the year. Save of the year.
So it's gonna be a take. You're gonna get some from him, and you're gonna lose some.
One second. Sorry, everyone. We just need to take a second to pour one out for another West Ham player's Lamborghini while we're on the air.
Oh, that's right.
My shit's empty, so I get
Another Lambo.
Lancini's done a Lambo, so that's two now.
Hey, so in my daughter's stuffed animals, the sloth was Lanzini.
That's about right.
Yeah, I was picking them out, right? And like the little blue bunny is Declan Rice. The little blue bunny is Declan Rice. The big fox is Antonio. And then she's got what is that thing? Lamb chop. That's Kurt Zuma. Right? And so I'm laying them out, and my wife is like,
be careful.
"Why is the sloth Lanzini?" And I was like, "Honey, that's inside. That's an inside joke."
Have you been watching lately? No, this last year he's been back to form. I'll give Lanzini credit where it's due. The last couple of years, after his injury, he's been shocking. But this year he's stepped up. He's really come through.
You don't come back from an ACL. Like I've seen it. I've seen it play out. It takes 2 years for you to be confident enough on the knee to play well. It just does. And, he took every minute of that. And I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said that Obama may be back.
Yeah.
And I was like, would we really risk that to get a guy back at 80% for the rest of the season?
Moyes would.
Scott, we could have a whole show
Moyes
of who we think should move on to next year.
In Moyes' mind, that's his guy.
Yeah, I get it, but that's not. I mean,
there you go.
To be fair,
Exactly.
The odds of re-injury coming back that quick are astronomical.
Yeah.
And do we want to lose him another year? Because if he does anything worse to it, he's out another 8 months. He's out 8 months.
Hey,
I
have one question for you guys. Are you a fan of Ben Rama?
I don't. Sorry,
yes or no? Question. No, yes or no? Yes or no?
No. Him or Fornells, either one of them. I'll call Pablo Flornell.
Scott, you?
Because that's where he ends up most of the time.
I think he's a decent player. I wouldn't have him in my side.
Okay, so you guys,
and it's sad when you think a guy as old as Lanzini, right, who's so old.
so you
You
guys
think of an
are
old
more.
guy like Lanzini, and you would place him before Benrahma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Any day.
I said that, and you guys killed me on this one because I was going to say because he's not a Moyes guy. He is not a Moyes guy. He don't want to follow the rules. I said it before a couple of months ago. If you watched when he walked off the pitch, where he had attitude with Moyes,
Yeah.
he comes on at the end. There's not. I call it chemistry, and him and Moyes have zero chemistry.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. But
he's a flash bollocks. He wants to be fucking Riyad Mahrez, but he's not.
yeah,
He's
I
not.
think Moyes' system is very rigid, right?
Well,
He plays a very rigid system. He does not want you to be creative. He wants you to be part of. He wants you to be a peg in the system and move the ball. And Fornals is not that type of player. And as a coach, I've run systems both ways: a rigid system and a free system. And you have to adjust that system based on who you're putting in the match.
I don't think he's that averse to people being creative. Like, look at people like Gerard Deulofeu when he was at Everton. He was pretty free to roam with the ball. Yeah, beautiful. That was a good Everton side to watch as well. But what Moyes cannot stand is when people give the ball away. And
Correct. Absolutely.
Benrahma does that way too much. Way too
yes,
much.
Exactly.
He gives the ball away way too cheaply.
Totally right. Yeah.
If he held on to the ball better, I could. Moyes would be all about him being creative and doing the little turns and the slinky stuff. That's been my criticism of him and Fornals as well. They give the ball away too cheaply. Fornals has had a couple of really bright moments. Like he's made a couple of really critical key passes that have led to goals. He's scored a couple of really critical goals. But on the balance, I'm not convinced by either of them.
No, I am not.
I like that, man. Good stuff, man. You got the Everton guy. You got any feedback against West Ham?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot.
He says, "I hope you lose."
About the West Ham squad. I think when I'll add this on Saeed Benrahma. I think when he first came there, I really enjoyed watching him play. I thought he's just a fun player to watch on the ball. Obviously you guys know more than I do. Obviously I'm hearing that he gives the ball away a lot, which is you can't do that, especially against top sides. And when you're trying to be crashing the top six again this season, those giveaways can really cost you. The only thing I'll add, I think, and this is just from an Everton standpoint, is Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been a player that Everton really haven't been able to rely on at all this year. He came out of the gate, 3 goals in 3 games to start the season, immediately got injured, came back, injured again, came back, injured off and on. Now that international break is over, it seems like he's finally back to full fitness, which, I hope so.
Give him our number if he's not interested in sticking around.
Yeah, right.
Arsenal are sniffing around or whatever, but if he keeps Everton up, I don't care where he goes next season. If he wants to go to Arsenal for £60 million or whatever, fine, go for it. If you keep Everton up, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Like, Richarlison wants to leave to Real Madrid next season, fine, go for it.
See ya.
Jacob, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Jacob, can I say one thing? Do you see how hard you got 3 West Ham fans here? Don't you want to join this tribe? This is West Ham's where it's at.
Nope. I've got a home and I've got a family, and we're in love with this mess of a football team, and we're gonna fix it one day. We'll fix it one day.
Hey, and thank God for Everton because I have toilet paper.
Hey, you guys have an owner that's going to put money in, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's a nice place to be.
Yeah. If only he knew how to spend it correctly, then we'd be all right.
Scott is trying to be polite to you, which I was trying to be.
I don't think
our owner won't put the money in. Hasn't put the money in.
Okay, I know.
I don't think they spent badly. It's just like the players that they bought and then the coaches that they brought in. Those
Directly.
players haven't lined up.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's been their biggest issue is recruitment and coaches. Like
I've never
they
seen
have to be on the same
Everton
page.
drop that fast, though. I've never saw them go from one level to that far. I've never seen. Where were they on the pitch? What were the score? Where were they at last year?
They finished with 59 points, and I think they finished table-wise. They finished in 12th, but 59 points.
Yeah.
12th. It's crazy, and they're not even. That's bizarre.
Well, and I'll tell you something that's not really, I don't think, well known outside of Everton is Farhad Mashiri does like to spend money, but he's got agents in both ears. You know, he's got a super agent friend that is constantly in his ear, buy this player, buy that player, which is how we ended up with Alex Iwobi for whatever money that we
Go ahead and
spent.
say it. I knew he was going to say it already.
We resemble that remark. Yeah, Will Saul,
Yeah, there you go. I knew you
and Sullivan. It's a shame.
It's just it's horrible.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well, you know. This
All
is
right,
where
boys.
we are.
Well, I got to call it off because baby's going to bed. But
All right, bye.
thanks for chatting. It was cool, and I'll see you guys if you get out to Vegas. I'll be there. I'll be the guy in the onesie and the slippers. Same onesie I wore to Carolina to watch West Ham play.
Right.
So I'll be that guy. So come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Up the fucking toffees.
Hey, thanks for letting me on.
Wanker.
Thanks for letting me on.
man.
Appreciate it, bud.
See you guys. Appreciate it.